Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, on our website, or our social media. It's in the description below, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a late 2014 250-piece limited edition from Blancpain. This is the Blancpain 50 Fathoms Flyback Chronograph Ocean Commitment. 43.6 millimeters in gray ceramic with blue ceramic bezel insert. This is a watch that showcases Blancpain's technical prowess with fine finish, and of course its commitment to ocean conservation. This timepiece wears feather light in spite of its size. 43.6 millimeters in diameter, the watch measures 15.3 millimeters thick, and from lug to lug 49.5 millimeters with a 23 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and you can see here's the down the barrel shot. I've got some clearance on each side of my wrist. Here's the cuff shot. You can see that it's relatively tall and cylindrical, so maybe not the tightest dress cuffs, but you should be okay with a jacket. And then here's the over the top shot. I could recommend it for a wrist as small as about 15 centimeters circumference, maybe 14.5 centimeters circumference if your wrist is more oval than round. Now, being mostly sapphire and ceramic, it is a light watch. I'll also mention that ceramic is wonderfully hard, so it's unlikely, unless you're the type to routinely crack and shatter sapphire crystals, it's unlikely you'll ever scratch this watch. The strap is a handsome piece, navy blue sailcloth, very tear resistant. It's bolstered to give it some volume. There's a monotone stitch, and you can see the textile has a folded edge with vulcanized rubber on the bottom. You can see it's a Blancpain strap in brand new condition, not crimped, not gouged, and flaunting its technological prowess, the Swatch Group now equips most of its ceramic watches with matching ceramic pins and buckles. So this component, which is normally a high wear item, is going to be as scratch resistant as the case itself. And the case is relatively simple, as the Bathyscaphe, originally introduced in 2013, is a watch designed to evoke an earlier era of the 50 Fathoms, whereas today's 50-15 45mm 50 Fathoms is a more modern take. This watch has squared-off lug ends, minimal beveling, it features big crown no-guard profiles, and it's actually easier to use for that particular refinement, as the crown is a pleasure to grip, easy on which to gain purchase, and of course with the absence of crown guards, much easier to access. Let's have a listen to the bezel. It is a 120 click bezel with a ceramic body and then a blue ceramic insert, so both parts of it are highly scratch resistant. You can line up the baton and syringe hand with the pearl and now time an interval up to 60 minutes, and it's actually useful to have that 60-minute timer on the bezel, as the chronograph minutes register only reaches as far as 30 minutes before it restarts. You can also see that it is an instantaneous jumping chronograph, and this is caliber F385, which is an automatic winder that comes standard as a flyback chrono. You have a metallic blue sunburst dial, sunken registers, and then a matching blue date disc with a quick set system. The watch does include both a quick set and, as you can see, hacking or stop seconds. The timepiece uses a column wheel for crisp pusher feel, and as you'll appreciate, there is a vertical clutch, so you can start the chronograph without jump or stagger. Because of the vertical clutch, you can also leave the chronograph running on a full-time basis without additional wear and tear. Finally, because sometimes the watch hits an irregular length month or a leap year, you might need to adjust the date, and it has a quick set that allows you to do so. So you know that there's a column wheel, you know that it's automatic, you know that there is a vertical clutch mechanism, hacking, and a quick set. But taking a look at the case back, and we'll get a little bit closer here, caliber F385, which arrived in 2014, is a real masterpiece, very loosely based on the preceding Frederic Piguet 1185. This has a lot of refinements that does not. For instance, hacking seconds. For another example, a full balance bridge and a free-sprung index for toughness against shock. For another, an anti-magnetic silicone hairspring to protect the watch against magnetic flux. It's adjusted in 6 positions, which is one more than the high horology chronometer standard of 5, and it pivots on 37 joules. It has the vertical clutch, it has the column wheel, it has the flyback action. It has a 50-hour power reserve in spite of the fact that it beats away at 36,000 vibrations per hour. You can see there's a lovely satin finished and blued 18-karat white gold rotor, and you'll appreciate that the finishing on this movement is artisanal. If you take a look at the bevels on the bridges forming the winding system at center, you can see how broad, rounded, and mirror polished they are. You can also see the quality of the black polish on the hoods of the screws, as well as the satin, which proceeds outboard in a sort of exaggerated spiral from an imaginary center point at the center of the bridges. There's engine turning on the base plate, and you can see the quality of the beveling, for example, on the balance bridge is surpassing and luxury. There's also a set of driving wheels for the train and the chronograph that have a little bit of the look of a wheel on a Lamborghini, especially the Gallardo, the Huracan, and the Aventador, as, of course, Blancpain, in its other life, is a prominent sponsor of the Blancpain GT series, and previously had a long-running association with Automobili Lamborghini road cars. All of this is 300 meters water resistant, so it is a real dive watch, no mistaking that. A timepiece that has many qualities: beautiful, technically adept, hard as ceramic and almost impossible to scratch, and versatile for any wrist, as long as it's larger than 14.5 centimeters circumference. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the Ocean Commitment by night. Plenty of lume.